But no, you go to WWE and I guess like you must have been trepidatious about it a little bit because by the time you went there, they brought in guys like DDP as the stalker of the Undertaker, or and other guys that maybe the run wasn't what people had hoped it would be. So for you, what was the decision that made you go, okay, I'm going to go?
See that beautiful little girl in the second row? That was why I did it. I walked down the street and I had kids walking up to me, looking at me straight in the eye, going, "Why aren't you wrestling anymore?" Yeah, that's really hard to. What kind of answer can you come up with that's good enough for a kid like that who knows nothing more than it's either yes or no? So I had to go back. I had to try it. It was a tough decision. It really was, because it was like jumping into a fire pit, with no way out. Because I was their competition along with everyone else for a long time, and we didn't look favorably upon our competition a lot of times, and we did anything we could to get out in front. And now we find ourselves working for the competition. And everything we did will be held against us. And so, after 2 weeks, they put a wig on me. Figure that. You think it might have had something to do with the fact that, we were neck and neck with them, and I might have been, one of the guys who helped, and they had some ill feelings about that, and they wanted to diminish the character? I don't know. At the end of the day, it was what it was. And if it wasn't Dustin, then I never would have done it, because he's a buddy of mine. It was tough. It was a totally different deal. WCW, I played football in the area. I played college football, I played pro football, and I knew most of the guys for a long period of time prior to wrestling. That was not the case in WWE. Totally different. Not only was the office in Stamford, Connecticut, 1,200 miles away from me, but it was run by people that I didn't know. It was filled with people that were working as wrestlers that I had no clue who they were, and I just thought it was always the bad, it was the enemy, and so how good could it be going up there? They wanted to hang us at one point, as we wanted to hang them. You do whatever you could do to bury your competition. And they resorted to some really goofy stuff. And now, that's who I'm working for? So it was tough. It was a really tough decision. And rightfully so. Rightfully so.
And what's the relationship like with Vince when you get there? And there, like you said, there's been all this stuff. You've been on the opposite side, and you get there. Was it a good relationship?
Well, what do you think it was? Because no, it wasn't. It wasn't good by any means. I had physically gone after his son-in-law, a year before, at the toy convention, because he said something about me that I didn't like, in front of his daughter, who was sitting right next to Triple H, as her mouth hit the floor when I almost went after him. Dad and I was one of the guys steering the ship at the company that was neck and neck with him. Let's just say that I didn't think I was on his Christmas list at that point, or his Hanukkah list. Yeah, he wanted to do nothing but destroy us for a period of time, and so now we found ourselves working for him. So it was different. It was really different, and it was the real wrestling where I'm not downplaying WCW at all, but when you go to the WWE, that's the top. It just is. It's defined as the top. Look at where they are now. They survived. They're like I'm not gonna say they're like a cockroach, because that, in this day and age, will get me in trouble. But man, you can't kill them. They're the 800-pound gorilla that knows what's going on, and they know how to reinvent themselves, and they know how to make business. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here.